Just an interesting side note, this was meant to originally be kind of my fall trip. It is the last week of September. Monday was the first official day of fall. And so I figured, hey, you know, we're going into fall. It'll be 60s, 70s, cooler temperatures. How nice it'll be. I'm not sure if you can see on the dash right now. It is 90 degrees. Summer has gone nowhere yet. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Get Out and Ride. I am back out on the 2018 Goldwing, and I am on US 27 in Kentucky. And I'm doing part of a week-long trip going from Chicago down into Tennessee to do some riding, really cover a lot of Appalachia. I'll be in Tennessee, I'll do a little bit in North Carolina, then I'm going to move my way up and see some good friends in West Virginia. And then, so I'll pass through Virginia as well. And once I'm done in West Virginia, I will start making my way back, coming through Ohio, and then back over Indiana, back up to Chicago. So all in all, it'll be about an 1,800-mile ride. The last big trip that I took, which was the Houston trip that you saw, if you saw some of those previous videos, that was about a 2,400-mile ride. So this one's a little bit easier. The one major difference, this one is really more about the riding, more so than the destination. When I was going down to Houston, I was going down there for almost the better part of a week. So it was all about riding the bike 3 days down, 3 days back, and I was sort of on a rigid schedule to do that. This entire trip is all about the riding. I don't necessarily have to be anywhere for anything at any particular time, and I plan my trip plan for the week with small snippets. Like today, I only have to do 175 miles. Once I get down there, I am free the rest of the day to go hit some back roads, do whatever I want to do, and have a good time. The other days, I've only got about 200 miles of riding planned. So it's very easy to hit and knock those out, and then have plenty of time to make all kinds of stops and check stuff out along the way. So that's what I plan to do. Overall, it's been pretty good. I didn't post any video for day one, so I'm calling this video day one and day two, because I'll tell you about day one. There really wasn't anything to see, which is why I didn't shoot any video. So I had stuff going on yesterday morning, which was Tuesday, and so I didn't leave out of Chicago until about noon, which was perfectly fine. I had to do about 410 miles from Chicago down to Danville, Kentucky yesterday. And because of most of Indiana really not being an exciting riding state, and I'm not bashing it at all, I've said this before, most of Illinois isn't all that amazing either. But since there really isn't any amazing back roads or anything like that in Indiana, I just shot interstate all the way down, all the way past Louisville, and it just made for an easier ride, and it made up for some of that time since I didn't leave until noon. Either way, I didn't get to my hotel until about 9 o'clock last night. So I did spend about 50 or 60 miles last night riding the back roads in Kentucky in the dark, which that was a real interesting experience. It was the first time I've actually had to ride back roads in pitch blackness with this bike. I was a little concerned at first, but I was actually really impressed. Honda did an amazing job with the LED headlight setup on this bike, and then I've got those aftermarket SoCal Moto Gear LED fog lights. So with the combination of both of those on, mind you, I wasn't even using high beam, just using low beam headlight and my fog lights, I lit up the road pretty well. So visibility was really good. I was able still to carry a decent amount of speed, even though I did slow down quite a bit, just because I couldn't see quite as far ahead. And really my bigger concern were things like deer. That's one reason I don't like riding out in the country at night in the dark, is because I really am not interested in running into a deer or some other large animal on a motorcycle. You've seen the damage that can do to a car. It's far worse on a bike, so I try to avoid that. And so usually if I am in a desolate dark area at night, if there's any cars on the road, I try to stick pretty close behind a car, with the theory being that they're going to kind of be my blocker. If a deer or something does come out in the road, hopefully the car will take the brunt of that impact and not me on the bike. It's not that I want something bad to happen to someone else, but they're much better protected in that car than I am on this bike. And so that's sort of my strategy. Of course, it doesn't always work out that well, because like some of the roads I was on last night, I was the only one there. You couldn't see another car for miles. Nobody even passed me going the other way. So you kind of have to deal with that. But at the end, it worked out fine. I got to my hotel about 9 o'clock, went and grabbed some dinner. I was able to sleep in this morning because, like I said, I only had 175 miles down to Knoxville, and then I'm just hanging out and doing some fun riding the rest of the day. So there was really no stress. But like I said, I didn't shoot any video just because, hey, you've all been up and down the interstate. There's really nothing all that exciting. But now that I'm hitting some of the better back roads and hitting some of the scenery, I'm starting to film, and I'll share that with all you guys. So I will check back in with you a little bit later. right, everybody, hopefully you've enjoyed some of the riding from today. So far, Kentucky and Tennessee have not disappointed whatsoever. It's great to have some time to just relax and hit all these good roads. I've been under no time pressure today whatsoever. I'm getting into Knoxville plenty early. I'm just outside of town now. So I'm gonna get ready to go ahead and end this video for the day. But if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button down below. And while you're down there, go ahead and click subscribe so you can keep up with all new videos as they come out. And I will definitely be back with hopefully another video tomorrow with some of the riding down here in Tennessee. And the one thing that I found interesting from some of my prior videos when I did the Chicago to Houston trip, I got a lot of great feedback from people that don't ride. Either they've just never done it, or they don't have an interest in going down that rabbit hole, which is fine, but they actually really enjoyed just being able to kind of come along and do a trip like this and kind of see what it's like and enjoy it for themselves, kind of from the comfort of home, which is very cool. So I really encourage more people, if that's what you like to do, go ahead and subscribe to these videos, and I'd be more than happy to share this with you. And just an interesting side note, this was meant to originally be kind of my fall trip. It is the last week of September. Monday was the first official day of fall. And so I figured, hey, you know, we're going into fall. It'll be 60s, 70s, cooler temperatures. How nice it'll be. I'm not sure if you can see on the dash right now. It is 90 degrees. Summer has gone nowhere yet. So this is really still a little bit more of a summer trip. But you may have seen in some of the videos through some of the back roads, the leaves are starting to fall. So even though it's still warm here, fall is coming. You can see some signs of it. It's on its way. So it's kind of interesting to see. Trees are just slightly kind of starting to change a little bit of color. But summer is still very much here. Oh, now we went up to 91 degrees. Apparently, wherever I take this bike, we get into the 90s. That's kind of been the trend so far this year since I've had the Goldwing. So we'll see if the temperatures actually start to drop anywhere I ride, anywhere in the near future. All right, so wrapping up days 1 and 2, today has been just a phenomenal day of riding. I've had a great time. Really was able to hit some twisties. Haven't been able to do that in a while. That was a good time. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up day 2, and I will hopefully get another video out tomorrow with some day 3 footage. Until I see you again, get out there and ride. Be safe. Take care, everybody. See ya.